Hey everyone, this is J Dog here. This is probably going to be just a test run. At 10 o'clock, I'm going to try to do a live stream on my J Dog Live channel. So I may not be here for that long. I'm just also testing out the live stream on this channel, but I'm going to start doing my upcoming live stream on my live stream channel called J Dog Live. That's a live stream that a channel I'm going to use to do mostly my live stream. I also wanted to talk about, oh, it looks like we got someone in the chat room. Nice to meet you, Crystal Clear. Hold on. Nice to meet you. So now you probably figure out, I just wanted to talk to some random stuff. However, the reason why I'm using this channel right now is because I'm trying to reach the people who are subscribed to this channel but are not subscribed to my JDog Live channel. To basically, I'm going to use this to give y'all the link to my JDog Live channel, and I will use that to continue the live stream. Now, hold on a second. I'll probably leave a link when it comes to be pre-recorded. Hold on, having some issues here. But yeah, I'm going to give you a link to the JDog Live channel. Oh, here's another way I can do it. I don't know why I didn't think of this. All right. So what I'm about to do is I am about to give you the link to the channel. Or if this is my live stream right here. Just hit that icon and you'll be able to go to my live stream. Oh, looks like I got 4 viewers. I wonder to see who they are, if they're around. Well, I'm glad that I have some more viewers coming up. This is just a random live stream. My real live stream is actually going to be on my JDog live channel at 10 o'clock. I'm also going to be doing a live stream that on JDog live. I might just stop this one and then keep the video and then put the link to my JDog live channel on that video. If you're looking into the chat room, that's what the way you see. Look at the icon that says JDog Live. This is my live stream. Just click on that, and if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscription button and the notification bell. Hmm. Looks like I've been trying to get these people to join. Hold on. I'm looking at my phone. I'm looking at Lisa Cabarros. I'm trying to see if I get. Sorry about that. Don't tell me I'm about to get a cold on my live stream. I'm trying to see if I get these people to join. I'm gonna go to their videos and see if I get these people to join, make a response. I've been trying to get people to join my live stream. I know one of the issues why people may not even know that I'm having one is because of the YouTube situation. Sorry, let me stop that real quick. People have the situation where they are just picking random channels to activate notifications, but they won't do it for all the channels you subscribe to. So you won't get certain videos or even certain live streams, which means it'll make it harder for people who do live streams like me trying to do one right now, because no one's being notified that I'm even doing a live stream or even if I'm doing a regular video. That's why when I try to put on the comment section on other people's channels and mine that we should be going to our own media platforms like Black Junction TV and Black Spot TV. One of them also does live. One is trying to raise money to do live. I also said that they should also have a notification system where they could just hit an icon bell and be notified of upcoming videos. Now, I understand that's kind of tough because they're kind of just starting, and they need us to help go to and fund these websites, like go to their GoFundMe pages and fund their websites, which we should be doing. If we in the Black community want to have our own stuff, we have to support our own stuff. Yeah, so I bet you I'm just probably talking to just maybe 3 or 4 no people, and it's because they're not being notified of my chats. Which is going to be difficult because I am planning to do one at 10 o'clock on the live stream channel. But if I can't get the connections, and if I can't get people notified, and if that YouTube is not going to notify my channel or notify people who may be subscribed to my channel, then I will not be able to get an audience, especially when you're new on YouTube. Hey, Afrocentric Anthony TV and TV. Nice to meet you. Yeah, I was just talking about the notification problem with YouTube. They made it where they were gonna just not put notifications on every YouTube channel that you're subscribed to. They just pick ones that you go to the most, or what you mostly will be favored of, or what they claimed you will be favored of, and it's making it hard for people to get audiences on their live streams, and it's also is causing low on people to make comments. It's causing low views. Drinking a little water. It's causing low views on people's videos, and low because they're not being notified and don't know, and they may not be on YouTube 24/7. And it's also causing live streams to be like you're basically talking to no one because they're not being notified of your live stream. YouTube is doing it is because they don't want us to see certain videos or live streams. We know the real reason why they don't want to. And in case of black YouTube channels, the real reason why they're doing that is because they don't want us communicating with each other. Especially a lot of YouTube channels that are black run, like this one, who want to help the community or help the community learn about different stuff, what's going on, news, entertainment, business, and stuff like that. Most of my videos recently have been I did a couple news articles like the school shooting that happened in Texas, or when Nicole Harper was doing a parody of Childish Gambino's video. That was my first time that I've actually started doing news articles. Because this is stuff that the mainstream media will not talk about. Then talking about black movies. Like after the success of Black Panther, we need to start watching more movies that are that star mostly black leads. At least have a movie where the main lead is a black lead. We need to support a movie like that. We need to support movies under black directors, black producers, who are written by black people. Like the upcoming one on July 6th called Sorry to Bother You. That just comes out the same time as Ant-Man. Let's actually give Ant-Man a challenge. Let's show that Sorry to Bother You could be just as much of a moneymaker as the upcoming Ant-Man and the Wasp, because those two movies happen to come out at the same time. The week before is Uncle Drew, which is the basketball movie that stars some of those legendary basketball players. And also the guy who was in both The Carmichael Show and Get Out. Oh, and I think Tiffany Haddish is in that movie too. I mean, regardless what you think, We need to keep supporting our movies. On August 10th, there's a movie called The Black Klansman that stars one of, I think, Denzel Washington's son. I forgot his name. Also stars the Adam Driver, who was the star of Star Wars: The Force Awakens. It's directed by Spike Lee. It's been a while, but he's finally coming back. Not only that there are 5 producers for the movie. Spike Lee's the director. 5 producers are the part of the producer team, and one of those producers is Jordan Peele, who happens to be the same guy who directed Get Out. You also know him with his Key and Peele with his best friend. The two were actually together at first on Mad TV, and then they did their own sketch comedy show, Michael Keaton. Of course, recently, Jordan Peele made history at the Oscars as the first Black screenplay writer to write an original screenplay. Now he has follow-up projects. The Black Clan. He's also one of the producers of The Last OG, currently on the TBS network. Oh, hey, Jalen. Jalen TV podcast. Oh, what kind of mic I have? I have the blue snowball. Oh, if you think I'm sounding kind of weird, it might be due to the fact that I admit I am kind of getting a cold a bit, but I still want to do this live stream. Oh, and you also know that you have a Blue Ranch. That's right. That I think a while back I modded you. Well, anyway, I also wanted to tell you. Hey, Kaiman. Hello. Ricky. Hey, what's up? Yeah, I was just talking about movies right now. Now I was planning on doing a live stream on my J Dog Live channel. Yeah, thank you, Kaiman. But you know what? I might as well just do the live channel here just for today. But I am trying to get people to subscribe to my J Dog Live, and maybe I'll do a live stream on that channel next week. So you in the comment section in the chat, you think I should still do the live stream on this channel just for today and just do it on the other channel another day? I want to hear your response. Oh, also, I was talking about the notification issue concerning YouTube. For those of you who are just coming in, probably one of the reasons why myself, newcomers, or people who have low audiences on live streams, I said earlier that one of the reasons is because of the notification system. You know, when you click on that bell, you're supposed to be notified when someone you're subscribed to has a video, because you don't think you're going to be able to click there right away because you don't think they're doing nothing, and then you turn out you missed a video, so you end up hitting the notification bell. All right, Kaiman. Yeah, let's do the live stream here. Yeah. I was talking about the notification issue. Basically, it's making it harder for people who try to do live streams, and people who are on YouTube, especially newcomers, to have their channels, have their videos notified. And one of the problems is because, oh, thank you, Afrocentric. Yeah, one of the problems is because YouTube made an announcement saying we're only going to do notifications to channels you think you might go to every time, which means we may not notify you on every video, even if you're subscribed to it, if you don't always go to that channel. I mean, yeah, I don't want just too much notifications, but the problem is that means they get to pick and choose which videos they want you to be notified for. Now, let's just say if a video that someone uploaded, but yet you don't get a notification of that video, and that could be the most important video of all time, but they think you don't go to that channel all the time, so they don't notify you on it, you missed it. Oh, yeah. See, I understand, Ricky. I understand, Ricky. Yeah, it's harder for YouTubers. That's why I'm hoping that Black Junction TV will be doing live action very soon. But first, if we want that live action to happen, that live streaming to happen, they actually had to be funded the money to do it. I'm actually going to show you something later in this live stream of what we need to do for other platforms to get live streaming. Also heard that Twitch does live streaming, but I'm not sure how to really do it. They're really not any privacy anymore. That's why I usually just enter in lives and not saying anything. Okay. Kind of understandable, but yeah. It's like for people who try to do live streams and they're new and probably no one subscribed to that person, it's going to make it even harder for their channels to grow or get people to view their videos. It's going to make it harder, which is compared to someone like the Avaya Show or Lisa Cabrera or Terrain Rain or Mr. Superboy or Thought Crimes or LVZ or Cynthia G or Tariq Nasheed. That's good, Kaiman. That's good. Yeah, donate. Go to their GoFundMe page. Go to GoFundMe, click in Black Junction. And yes, I put some money in there recently. I might put more in the future. But right now, they need $25,000. I'll talk about that later. You see, the guys I just mentioned, they have been doing live videos on YouTube. They've had a fan base of like almost thousands of YouTube subscribers, and they've done videos longer than I have. That's why, and people go to their channels a lot. That's why they'll get more audiences on their live streams because they found an audience that is okay to notify, which is someone. But this is not me going after them because I like Terrain Rain and Lisa Cabrera and Tariq Nasheed and Cynthia G and the Vice Show. I've subscribed with them. I watch their videos. I get advice from them. For the Tariq Nasheed and Cynthia G, I heard that there's been something going on between those two. I wish they did not have this issue. I think they need to work things out. I am not taking no sides, but they need to work something out. We cannot have those two fight each other. We need those two to keep us informed about what's going on in the world. We need them to work together, not fight each other. We need to work together, not fight each other. And I'm even saying this to Cynthia G fans and Tariq Nasheed fans, that we need to put our differences aside, because I'm a fan of both channels and will still be subscribed to both and still will watch both, because both of them, yeah, they have some stuff I disagree, but they also have stuff that I do agree with both of them. Yes, they both have good talking points, and that's why I will still support both of them. But now they just need to get along because the people who are trying to harm the black community, they're the real threat. And they like it when they see us fight each other. And we do not need that. We do not, and especially on YouTube, because that's where a lot of the people who are not for the, not only are there people that are for the community that go on YouTube, but also people who are against, and they're watching the us fighting each other. That's what they want. We cannot give our enemies what they want. But anyway, someone like me who's kind of like don't do much YouTube stuff on their YouTube channels, it makes it harder to get viewerships because of the notification systems. That's why I'm hoping Black Junction and Black Spot, that when they get more funding, not only do they put in a live stream, but also they put in a notification system. Yes, Kaiman. Yes. Both put on good work, though they have stuff I don't agree with. Whatever happens, to agree to disagree. Yes, that is the question concerning the Tariq Nasheed Cynthia G issue. Yes, I do not agree with male bashing, but I also do not agree on female bashing. Tariq Nasheed should not be talking about women's hair or saying as telling them if they're a cancer patient or not. You don't know about their health situations, and that's not a good sign. Just mocking their health issues. Now, Cynthia G, yes, yes, Kaiman, black businesses need to be smart. I will talk about that later. Um, hold on a second. Yeah, someone was trying to come in my room. Yeah, that was probably someone in my family that was trying to come in my room. I don't have wife and kids. I'm with my sister and parents, but yeah. Kaiman black owned businesses. We need to support Black Spot. We need to support Black Junction. And I'm also been trying to get people in the black community that do YouTube videos, only YouTube videos, but do not have Black Spot or Black Junction accounts. I was trying to find a way to contact them and tell them that if you're having problems with YouTube, that it's time to come to a new platform. Come to Black Junction TV or blackjunction.com. You know, there's 2 Black Junction websites and 2 Black Spot websites. The .coms are like the Facebooks, the black-owned Facebook versions of Black Spot. And then the TVs are Black Junction TV and Black Spot TV are supposed to be their YouTube-style platforms. They're not owned by YouTube. They're 100% black owned. I know Daryl Cluis is the owner of the Black Spot organization. He has the blackspot.com, which is the Facebook like platform, and he has recently launched the Black Spot TV platform, which is the YouTube like thing. And that one actually does have a live stream system. Now they just need a notification system. They also need to be needs more money too. I said I was going to show something, so I'm going to kind of show it right now. Give me a few seconds. Maybe a minute too. Because I don't know how long this is going to take. I hope I'm not taking so long, but I really need to show this. Okay. Now, all right. Now I'm going to share my screen a bit. So, no, that's not what I'm looking for. All right. All right. Here's the thing. Are you noticing the website that I just showed you? Oh, by the way, I'm making a Black Junction TV account now. Oh, that's good. Let me mod you real quick so you can show the link, because it'll be very important that you show that link. Yeah, I want to make sure you're modded so you can show links. All right. Community setting. Sorry about that. I'm going to go to your channel real quick. Oh, I'm subscribed to your channel. Hold on, I was just fixing something with the notifications. That's another thing. They somehow stop your notification system, and then you have to push buttons. You have to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. All right, now what was I about to do again? Oh yeah. Afrocentric, you should be modded now. So if you're going to create a Black Junction account and want people to know your Black Junction account, you could click the link, put the link into the chat room if you want to. So people will know to subscribe your your account, your Black Junction account, so people can watch your videos. Now I'm about to have 2 mods. Ricky, do you want to be a mod? My Tribe TV. Nice to meet you. Um, let's see. I'm gonna try to make a couple new mods because I only have one. But I'm not gonna do it to everyone because there's some people I still don't know about. So okay, My Tribe TV, The Chosen. You're now a mod. And Ricky, I think I want to make you a mod too. All right, there should be a ranch. I don't see the ranch. And thank you, My Tribe TV. Getting a little cold to myself, but I'm still going to keep talking. It seems you have not made videos yet, Ricky, but I think I'm liking you already, so I'm going to mod you. Something is telling me I should mod you for some reason. Now, what was I talking about earlier? I think I was talking about the Black Junction thing. Yes. All right, yes, the Black Junction. Yeah, this website right here, or this GoFundMe page, is to help with the black spot. I mean, the black to help with Black Junction. Black Junction has been trying to do live streaming, but they just do not have the funding right now. They need $25,000. They only have 3,000. I recently just put in a couple bucks to, I think, make it to 3,000. But they need, I think, at least right now, according to this, they need $22,000. At least the rounding of that in order for them to do live streams and maybe also other features that they want to start putting in. Now, I'm looking at right here, I see tons of other people. Shala Yurzel has already done it. I think Lisa Cabrera was trying to do a fundraiser to put money for Black Junction. I'm not sure if she's still doing it or if she ever talk about it, but because I kind of forgot. But yeah, we need to fund these channels, these GoFundMe's and stuff like that, so that they can get the money to do these platforms and continue to be funded. Now, here was another one I wanted to talk about. This one right here is called Black Spot TV. Despite the site being runded, they only have about. Hold on, let me do something real quick. All right. All right. The site only has, the GoFundMe campaign only has $18,180, which they're a lot more closer to reaching their goal, but they still need the funding. This is so they can do all kinds of different things. I've funded a couple of times in the past, put some money in, but we need more of us to do it. We need a lot more of us to go to these GoFundMe pages or any other way we can donate money to Black Spot and to Black Junction. So, yeah, these have been two of the many or few couple rising platforms. Yeah, Black Spot TV and Black Junction TV are both up and running. People are doing videos on there. I'm being one of them, but they still need funding. Oh. I'll look at the chat room real quick to see what's being said. Yes, Carmen, she has. She has. And she actually did a fundraiser one time for Black Spot TV where people donated to her fundraiser. And when she got the goal money that she needed, she sent all that money to Black Spot TV. And I think she's trying to do one for Black Junction. You'll have to ask her if she's going to do more of these style fundraisers for this. Oh, Black Reality TV. Yeah, make sure they hit the like button too. Black Reality TV. It's good that you came. Yeah, Black Reality TV. I'm going to do the live stream here today and then maybe do it on the J Dog Live, like maybe in another weekend or something, because I got more of my subscribers on this channel. And plus, with the whole notification system from YouTube being a screw job, it will make it even harder. Others have too, like Harvey. Oh, yes. Yes. Mr. Superboy is clear about supporting Black businesses. You know who else has been that way? People like Tariq Nasheed and people like the Phil and Vice Show. Phil the Vice Show. I mean, if you're not subscribed to him, go to his channels. He has been the heaviest on making us support Black-owned businesses, especially with all the incidents that are happening to certain white-owned businesses like Waffle House and Starbucks and LA Fitness. I stopped going to half of those business places even before some of that stuff was happening. Now the fact that stuff is happening is giving me even a bigger reason to boycott and not fund those places anymore. Like I said, Even though those two got a settlement, which was a very lame settlement at Starbucks, I am still boycotting Starbucks because Starbucks with these when people are giving. Oh, that's good, Kaiman. When people are trying to do settlements and then you don't hear the story no more, what that is that they're really doing is these settlements are really, to me, is just hush money to basically stop us from boycotting. These apologies and stuff like that is just a way to try to hush us up, shut us up. And I'm like, no. The fact that, and it's not happening at one location at Waffle Houses, stuff like this is happening in different locations of Waffle Houses. So it's not just the one Waffle House location, it's the whole franchise itself. Even if the big heads don't uh, are not in favor of some of the actions, the the problem is it's your franchise. It's not just one of your places. That's good, Kaiman. Yes. If you can't go to a coffee shop, make it at home. Or go to their competitors. Or go to black owned coffee. There are black owned coffee shops. Go to their competitors if they're nicer to you. Make your coffee at home so you don't waste money. You don't have to go to Starbucks. I stopped going to Starbucks when I heard about what happened. I stopped going to CVS. Well, I kind of never really went, but the reason why I boycotted CVS is because a couple years ago, two black guys went there just to ask for some snacks or some medicine or something. When the store clerk and even the manager saw those two, they were doing nothing, yet they all decided to go to the back and hide from them until the police showed up. And the police was actually talking to the boys, and then they got to the point where they had to arrest them because finally, when the people got out, they said that they were facing an intruder, and but they were not intruding. They were customers. Your store was open. Why did you have to hide from the two black guys that just wanted to buy something? They were going to pay you. They weren't trying to rob you. Why did they look tough and strong and stuff like that? That's probably, yeah. It's this propaganda that we're dangerous. I think so too. Yeah. We need to start supporting our businesses or the competitors of businesses that are treating us bad, but mostly support black-owned businesses so that those businesses can grow, and then they'll be like the McDonald's and AMC theaters and Starbucks and stuff. I know it's hard for those businesses to get advertised and televisions because they don't have television ads. But the reason why is because they can't afford it. They're small businesses. It takes years to be like Starbucks to start having television commercials and stuff. So other businesses do not have that luxury. But what we can do in social media with our YouTube channels, our Black Spot channels, our Black Junction channels, is that we could talk about these businesses, where they at. Oh, you went into a situation? That's very good. Very good, Kyman. Very good. Look into the comment section, everyone. If you and look at the what Kyman did because of what happened to him. Kyman said that he went to a pet store and he was being followed by an employee. He did nothing. And guess what? He didn't buy nothing. That's another thing. If they're going to treat you bad, don't buy nothing, even if you can afford it. Even if you have the money. The first time they treat you bad, leave that store, buy nothing, and if you don't forgive them, don't go. If you think that they're going to keep doing this mistreating, then you need to boycott them, never go back. Tell your friends and family never to go back. Tell them why, especially if it's a case of a situation that something happened to you and there you for have it, they'll shut down or start losing money. You see, the one thing they like about black people is they like our black dollars. They like our money, but they don't like us. But when we stop giving them money and they start begging for us to come back and giving these fake apologies, now they're at risk of losing money. And then if we're giving money to their competitors or to black-owned businesses, they start losing money. Look what happened to H&M when they decided to do that coolest monkey hoodie. South Africa, they also had, this is a business from Sweden. I walk past the H&M, never went inside at the Potomac Mill, so I never really gave them no money. But I see that place was starting to be a little bit more emptier than it usually was. And then you heard that South Africa forced them to shut down a lot of their stores. They're losing money and they are now closing down. That's right. You need to have this mentality that if you're not good enough, then neither should your money be. If they only want you for your money, that means your money is not good for them. Yeah, you need to look what's happened to Toys R Us. I know Toys R Us probably have done something to black people. I probably didn't hear about it, but they probably have done something. But now they're shutting down. I need to start hearing stories that when these companies do something, I need to hear from the business channels like Fox Business or CNBC that their markets are tanking. And that should be not because of they're just not getting money that day. It should be because of people boycotting, people finally taking a stand. Yeah, I mean, I don't like Fox News and stuff, but I need to be hearing from Fox Business saying that their markets are tanking is because people are not going their places because they were tired of being mistreated by the businesses. There's even apps now. I remember I was part of was in a live chat with Terrain Rain where I talked about an app or a website called Black Wall Street. Where if you get a notification, if you can't find a black business, shop online, we black. Yes, Kyman, I've heard of that website. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start seeing what they got there because I think there was a couple of Jason Black and Tariq Nasheed's DVDs that I can get from there. Because I know Tariq Nasheed sells them at Amazon, but I think he sells a couple of them at We Buy Black. I think I'm gonna buy those things from WeBuyBlack.com. I think I have an account, but I just haven't looked at any products yet. But I need to start looking at those products, see what they get there. But yes, shop online is another way. Just to have the stuff delivered to your house. Do more shopping online. You're right about the apps. Yes, there's a black Wall Street, and if you hit the notification, hey S Wiseman, nice to see you. Yes, if you hit the notification systems on your iPhone involving that app, what it is if you are near a possible black-owned business, it will tell you on a text or a notification that you are right nearby this certain black business. It's this little yellow app. Yeah, this is you guys are the most in a live stream I've ever gotten. I mean, like I said, it's good that I'm getting a lot of people now to come on this live stream. Probably one of the reasons why it's been a while since I got an audience this big in the live stream could be because of the notification issues. But yes, S Wiseman, it's good to see you. If you probably want to know what we were talking about, here we're gonna go back to some of the topics we talked about. One topic I talked about was the notification issue, why it's making it hard for me to get bigger audiences to support my channel, especially on live streams. And that's because YouTube only picks certain channels to activate notifications. Yeah, it makes it hard for notifications. That causes us to get harder to have bigger audiences and stuff like that because they're not notifying you. That's why I'm hoping Black Junction TV, Black Spot TV will start doing notifications so that we can be more notified. I'm not saying if they have already. Also, I heard that some people are now about to use Twitch because they have a live streaming system, and I'm hoping they get better notification systems. I'm not sure about that because I am subscribed to a couple people on Twitch, but I don't always get the notifications. So, yeah, that we need to see better results with the notifications. Another thing I was talking about was the importance, S. Wiseman, is the importance of supporting black-owned businesses, and also if they happen to at least be nearby your area, and also the importance of boycotting businesses that treat us bad. We're seeing all these police calls to the police by certain restaurants and coffee shops and parks, and even the consumers at parks and gyms. They're just telling you they don't want us around. And so what we need to do is we need to take the money away from those places. Boycott's the only way we did it. We got to be like the people of the Montgomery bus boycott. They did a year, but it was hurting them. You saw that we actually boycotted H&M, and that one has actually been more successful than a couple of others. It's because they are now shutting down stores. They are now shutting down a lot of the H&M stores. And one of the reasons could be because we've been boycotting H&M, and because over that the Coolest Monkey hoodie that was very offensive to black people, having that little black boy wear that thing, that when they know that the word that the term monkey has been used against the black community. But we've been boycotted. South Africa, the people there, they pushed the boycotts to the whereas they were shutting down. Black people still going to Starbucks. Yeah. See, that's the problem. See, this is why other communities, especially the racists, do not take the black community serious. I cannot boycott Awful House since there's not one where I live. The closest one is in Rona. You kind of are. Well, even if you're not boycotting, if you're not going to that place, just to not go to that place, that still hurts Waffle House because you're not putting money in their place. Whether it's boycotting or whether it's just that you never went to that place, that if you don't put money in those enterprises, they can't make money. Well, that's good, Wiseman. My dad and I went to Waffle House, but that was before this whole stuff happened. And now I'm not going back. I'm not sure if I probably will tell him that he should not go to Waffle House either. But after what happened, I know that now I'm never going back. And even if some people in my family still go, I know I'm not going. Yes, that whole training thing. They need to realize the damage is done. And that they're not the only place that has been in these racial situations. Thank you, S. Wiseman. Thank you. Yes, this whole training and or the fact that you have cops going to the National African American Museum, which I actually did views on when I actually went there. That's just BS for we're going to find a way to shut these black people up so they won't continue to boycott and we may get their trust again. The damage has been done. No, the only way that will teach you a lesson is if we boycott you and you start losing money and start plummeting. That the only thing they care about is the money and the power. They do not care about the customer. If they're a kind of business that does the kind of practices they practice, they only care about the money and the power. They do not care about the customers. Okay, yes, Kyman, that is good. We know that Starbucks sells their products to grocery stores, to 7-Elevens, to other mini marts and stuff like that. Yes, another way to boycott Starbucks: don't buy none of them. Don't go to anything that's funded by donations and donor money happens to come from Starbucks. If you're planning on voting this election, if one of their donors is Starbucks, don't support that candidate because they should know what Starbucks did to the two black guys and to the one other black guy who was being mistreated, yet they let a white person into the bathroom without paying. We need to not support anyone that still goes to Starbucks or gets donations to Starbucks or any products of Starbucks. Looks like Peckerwood Punishment is just uploaded video. I'm gonna see if I can try to get him. Let me see if I can try to get him.
Yeah, y'all. One LVZ. YouTube took my Serena Williams video down because I guess.
Looks like one of his videos has been taken down over an issue involving Serena Williams. He just uploaded, which means he's on his computer. I'm going to see if I can put in the comments if he wants to come over. All right. Yeah, it looks like he just did a live stream. Hold on, let me see if I can, maybe look at his video. But I'm not sure if he wants people sharing his videos without his permission. That might not be a good idea. But I just put at least into his comment section that but apparently it looks like his videos has got striked. See, that's another reason why it's harder for us to even have YouTube channels. They're doing strikes, these random strikes for no reason, because you're talking about stuff that the people behind YouTube don't like. Yeah, someone's coming in. Yeah, that's if you're hearing background noise, that's just someone coming in. They probably don't want me to tell them who they are, so I'm just gonna just say someone. Oh, it looks like Terrain is just posted there. I'm gonna see if he wants to come over. Looks like he's about to do a podcast. I want to see if he.
What's going on, everybody? As you all know, it is Sunday. That means a brand new podcast is now up and ready for your listening pleasure. Make sure to head on over there right now. I will leave the link pinned down into the comments so it can be easier access. Also, remember, if you have any type of Apple device, whether it be an iPhone, iPad, what have you, you can download this podcast and the others for free to your device. So let me know what you think.
Now, I'm not sure if he's gonna come over because, like he said, I think he's gonna do a podcast. So I'm not sure if he's gonna come over. If he doesn't come over, I understand. He wants to do his podcast. Hold on, let me look at something real quick. Black Reality TV. I understand. There were some topics I was talking about before you showed up. I talked about the Tariq Nasheed and Cynthia G issue. I also said that I was taking those sides, that they need to actually work their differences out and stop fighting so that they can go to real business, which is fighting white racism and empowering Black people to build communities and build businesses and stuff. I understand you did a video yourself on the Tariq Nasheed, Cynthia G situation. What do you think put in the chat, what do you think needs to be done about the situation? Because we cannot, these people that we watch on YouTube that want to, quote, help the Black community, we cannot have them in hissy fits when all that's doing is it's helping the enemies of the Black community not take us seriously, but they mock us when we're fighting each other. I probably won't get a response right away, but yeah, like I said. And yes, Wiseman, yes, that whole Starbucks thing is nothing more than a scam to throw off Black people or any other group and say, we're not racist, we're actually going to heal our racism. You can't do that with training. They were taught, or it was already in them. If they were taught to the point where it cannot be untrained, there's no training system. Not even, despite how wealthy Starbucks is, there's no training system that's going to take away that racism. It's in their heart. It's within them, or it's what's been in them before birth. Yeah, Wiseman. Ricky said, yeah, it's long time no see. Yeah, Ricky, it's long time no see. Oh, you. Yeah, okay. I understand the mistake, Ricky. We all make mistakes when we try. Sometimes it looks like I got looks like Peckerwood just responded to my Peckerwood Punishment TV just responded to my comment. You know what? What's another thing I need to learn how to do? I need to learn how to go to people's accounts and find a way to help people be able to join in and stuff. Because I kind of want Black Reality TV to join in. Hold on. Let me see what I can do. Dang it. I'm trying to find a... Ayapo, you're here? Oh, good. You know what? Let me see if I can find a way to get y'all in here. For some reason, I'm having a hard time. Can anyone help me try to invite people in? Because that's what I'm kind of try to do right now. Wait, I think I know there's a way I could probably do it. And it's because it's my account. So you might hear some little echoes, but I'm going to try to do it. Going to try to lower the audio real quick. All right, so I'm going to put something in the chat box. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I think I know another situation. I think I know. I think it happens to do with the browser I'm using too. So let me see if the browser could be. All right. All right. So see if this helps. There we go. Yeah, I think it's the browser that's another issue. The browser I'm using. Yeah, if you click on that link, see if y'all want to come in. I think that might be a good time to have some guests. So, yeah, I left the link to see if y'all want to come in. Now, don't be a troll or anything, but yeah. Yeah, I just left something on the link. Click on that Google Hangout to see if y'all want to come in. Black Reality, S. Wiseman, Yappa, Black Reality TV. I kind of want to hear your thoughts about the Cynthia G. Tariq Nasheed situation. Kaiman, I kind of want you to come in. So yeah, I left the link. If y'all want to just click that link, if y'all want to come in, I think it's time I should start having some guests come on my live streams. That is if y'all want to. I've actually been in a couple of other people's live streams, but yeah, Ricky, and maybe you want to show up, Ricky. I left the comment. I left the link to the Hangout. You might be able to hit the Hangout link and try to call me. Oh, hey, Yappa. Nice to see ya.
It's good being here. How's y'all? basically just came on to kind of help you to test to make sure you had everything set up right and let you know it was working.
Oh, okay. That's good to hear.
So yeah, I'm over here working on a paper for school. I have it's for my science course, and I'm having to do this paper on cloning, which I need to clone myself so I can start doing some of this stuff and still be able to hang on people's live streams. But yeah, that's all I'm doing right now.
Yeah. Basically, this is really my first live stream that I've had guests. So I'm even though it's my stream and you're a guest, I'm still kind of nervous because I haven't done live stream in a while, and this is the first time I've actually done one with an actual guest.
Okay, well, it looks like you have your setup all made out right. The link worked perfectly. I actually need to learn how to set them up, because I haven't done a live stream. I haven't done a live stream with guests on yet, so I'm still having to learn how to set it up myself.
Yeah. So, what do you think about some of the topics? Well, you probably didn't hear every topic. I was talking about random topics. The first one was the YouTube notification situation. Mm-hmm. Is that they just pick random channels to be notified, where you have so many that you subscribe to, but you're not getting the notifications, and therefore you're missing live streams, you're missing videos, you're missing perfect messages and topics. For the people who upload the videos or set up the live streams, it's causing lower subscriptions, lower viewership, lower audiences. Have you been having these problems before?
I'll be honest. I don't know that I'm having problems with people seeing mine, but I definitely do have issues with other people's channels that I'm subscribed to and that I have the bell activated for notifications. And yeah, a lot of times I don't even get the notifications. So what I've started doing, honestly, is looking at the content of the different channels. And typically, if it's a channel where they're talking about something that's really means something or going to help somebody, then yeah, I won't get any notifications for it. But if it's some foolishness or some crap that it really has no bearing on my life, yeah, I get notifications all day. As a matter of fact, some of them I've had to turn off. I was getting so many notifications for when the stuff would upload, and that's only for channels that they're not talking about anything. But yeah, if you're talking about something of substance, you're not getting your notifications, and they're playing with the channels and the bandwidth and all that stuff. It's pretty messed up.
Yeah, I'm like, this is why I've been hoping that when Black Junction TV was set up, and so is Black Spot TV for videos and stuff, the next thing they need to start doing is setting up notification systems so that they could be able to have their users notify people or get notifications or a point where you could activate a notification system in their app or their iPhone, and what you can reach, and it'll be able to notify people easier. Also, I've been talking about the live streaming system that Black Junction has been trying to create. Unfortunately, they actually have to have the funding to do it. In order way to do it, they need at least 25,000 or higher donated to them on GoFundMe so they can do live streaming.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right, because I think what happens a lot is people don't realize exactly what it takes to not only create a live stream, but just to have a platform that's a YouTube-like platform in itself. Where I live for Amazon, they have this set of buildings that they just put up, and I said they've been working on it for about a year, and to my recollection, it's like a series of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 sets of buildings, maybe 12. It's like 6 in the front and 6 in the back. Long, huge buildings. When I first saw them, these are warehouse-sized buildings. And when I first saw it, I knew that they were for Amazon. And I thought that they were Amazon warehouses. What they actually are is just their data centers, just the computers for Amazon, not the ones they sell, just their data and the information that passes through for sales and so on and so forth. And just for the sales, no warehouse, no selling, no nothing, is taking up like 12 warehouse sized buildings. So people don't realize this is all nothing but computers in here or in there, nothing but servers and backup servers, because the system has to be redundant, for them. So when we're talking about something like a Black Junction TV or even YouTube itself, in particular Black Junction TV, the infrastructure that they need and the bandwidth that they need so that they can do the type of stuff that we're talking about in live streaming does take a lot of time, and it takes a lot of money to set up. It's not just Black folk trying to fleece other Black folk. No, they're just trying to get this thing set up, and that's what it takes, and then some.
Yes. So when Phil the Advice Show, I'm going to bring him up. He talks about why he needs donations to go to his Patreon so that they can, what he talks about, he needs 3,000 subscribers. I'm one of them. He's not doing this because he just wants to take your money. If he wants to take your money, he would have done just basically a bunch of videos of foolishness, because they will fund you when you're doing a bunch of foolishness, even though YouTube has guidelines that is against the foolishness, yet they're funding the foolishness, but they're putting strikes on videos of important stuff. I just found out that Peckerwood Punishment, Basic or LVZ, he just got a strike for talking about something. And then you hear that recently Lisa Cabrera's channel was terminated. She still has more channels, but foolishness. I mean, it's okay to have fun, do a video about fun stuff or dancing and stuff to just be fun. I understand if you want to have fun, that's okay too. But you cannot be going after channels just because they talk about stuff you don't want to talk about or don't want to hear about.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. You always hear a lot of people talking about censorship and how everybody's against censorship and all this stuff. And I'm against censorship too. What happens, or the way that I see it, when people are having discussions, like right now, I guarantee you that there are like white supremacists and so on who have their channels run. They're calling us all kinds of N-word and jungle bunnies or whatever derogatory or racial epithet that they want to use toward us. And the thing is, one of the reasons I'm not bothered by it is that I don't go there. If you don't want to hear something, don't go there. It's not, nobody has a gun to my head forcing me to go to someone's channel and listen to what they're saying, right? So, people have the option to say the things that they want to say to the audience they want to say it to. Now, I can see if you're outwardly inciting violence or trying to get someone to commit violent acts or something like that, that's one thing. But if you're just like griping and just say, speaking freely about whatever, and that's just how you feel about it, then that's how you feel about it. That's your That's how your audience feels about it. And I can't remember who it was that said this, but it was really good. I wish I had said it, but they said that they were talking about people's audiences, and they said if you want to know who you are, look at your audience, because your audience reflects you. If they're listening to you, and then if I had an audience of a bunch of black women bashing men and white supremacists, then I know that there's something wrong with what I'm saying, or that shows what I'm about. So my point is, and all this talking is just people say what they say, and if you don't like what you're hearing, then don't go listen to it. And Ashley W. was talking about hate speech, and it's getting to the point where just because I don't agree with what you're saying, then I consider that to be hate speech. It's not hate speech. If I'm saying that I don't want to be around white people, I just want to be around black people, that's not hate speech. That's not saying, I want to do something to white people, I hate them or whatever. That's just saying that I prefer to be with my own people. And, so with all this not sending notifications and all that, it's a definite censorship that they're trying to do of the black community, because they've always been nervous about a group of us being together anyway, like in real life, and now they're doing it virtually.
Yes. Yes, the censorship. I know. I'm like, but they're okay with bashing, and then like you have men bashing women, well, black men bashing black women, which I don't like, and I don't like women bashing black men. We need to be together. But when we have black men and black women together in a video, they want to not know if they want to censor that. Now, here's another thing. You've heard about the net neutrality situation. That's another way of trying to create censorship. Is what they're trying to do. But this time, they're trying to make it legal for the ISPs to censor and mess with people's websites. Now, recently, the Supreme Court, not the Supreme Court, the Senate has tried to, create a law to stop the repeal so that we could still have free internet, because they know that all this net neutrality thing is a way to censor, for ISPs to censor people so they can go back to cable TV, which is very biased. Mm-hmm. Because Comcast is one of those people that want net neutrality to be repealed because they own NBC and Universal, and they saw that they're losing audience. And then you have the streaming services like Netflix and Hulu. They're losing television audience because YouTube too has been creating original platforms or creating TV services or streaming services that you can watch on shows on their streaming services, which is causing Comcast to lose customers. But because Comcast is also an ISP, they've been trying to do the net neutrality situation to get the FCC to repeal, which they did in December, to stop net neutrality. And we've just found out that more stuff is going to happen by June 11th, unless, of course, we find a way to stop it. Right now, the Senate has found a way to stop a piece of it by agreeing to the CRA bill. Now they're just waiting on the House and the President to do something. Also, there are a number of tech companies, including websites, that are suing the district attorneys and attorney generals that are suing the FCC, because the FCC, what they're really doing is a violation of freedom of speech. Mm-hmm. And I hope we win so that net neutrality could stick around, because it's going to be harder for sites like Black Junction and Black Spot TV to activate if they don't have the money. See, that's another thing. They want to do packages where we have to pay extra $10 to use a website, and then the websites themselves, to stick around and get faster traffic, they have to pay bribes too to the ISPs. That's similar to what the cable box and the television channels have to do, because Viacom has to pay money to Comcast so that their channels will be available on the Comcast Xfinity box.
Right. I agree. There's the old saying, follow the money. I had to kind of rethink that for a minute, because I'm still a firm believer in following the money. But when you get to the level of a Jeff Bezos or Donald Trump or Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg and so on, when you get up to those levels, then it's no longer about money. It's about power and control. Because power and control are the currency of the wealthy. They don't need money. There's just so many yachts you can buy. There's just so many helicopters you can buy. At some point, and I don't know what that point is, but at some point, it's no longer about money. That's why a lot of them will go into politics or connect themselves to political systems. So when it comes to net neutrality, what they're seeking is, of course, to control the content of the internet, to control what people see, and to control what people do. And where the money comes in is that those under, like the ones who are like super wealthy, who is not about money for them, they use their money as a tool to manipulate the people who control these different industries or work in these different industries, to shape it in a way that it benefits them at the top and they amass more power. So they want to get us back to the point where all we see on social media is a bunch of mindless foolishness that makes no difference to anybody or anyone's life. Or you have to turn to the television networks, which feeds you nonstop lies and programming. There's a reason that television programs are called programs. It's for programming people, So all I know is I dread the day that they figure out a way to make you have to pay for air, because then you're going to be in a tight. Because it's all about always figuring out a way to control people. And again, for the ones at the very, very top, it's not even about money for them. I'm not up there. I can only guess, but I think it just becomes a game to them at some point. They want to amass power for themselves and for the generations that follow them. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I understand that. If you've been watching Mr. Superboy or his channel recently, he talks about that there's this purge that companies like YouTube or the internet, they're trying to get rid of African Americans and other blacks off the internet, especially guys like you and me and the Avaya Show and him and Cynthia and Tariq, Thought Crimes, and maybe Tim Black and the New Possibilities and Jason Black and Professor Black True. They're trying to do a purge to get us off social media, because that's right now the only real black-owned media that we have right now, where it's 100% black-owned. And then, of course, you have Black Junction and Black Spot. I mean, there's others. Qualib TV, which is like the Netflix of Black-owned streaming version of Netflix, which, by the way, people should try to go and check out. Hold on a second. I was just looking at this thing from. It looks like, yeah, I just got a notification from Pequa Punishment. You know, you heard of him as have you heard of him? He's also known as the LVZ.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Looks like he's doing some moods, but looks like he might do a live stream around 12 and 12:30. I don't know if I happen to be on here still. I'm not sure if I'll be on live stream when he's back. But okay, yeah, but that's the thing. They want to get rid of guys who wants to give information to help Black people off the internet, because they know that media has been used for mind control. Other than the education system, media has also been used for the probing, the docileness, and mind control of our community.
Yeah, let me say this. Just to show how much this is about mind control, how much it's about power and control. When you really look at it, suppressing Black voices, question becomes, and I think I said this on one of my shares, but the question becomes ultimately, what is it that you're so afraid of from Black people? Because Black people don't see, in general and historically, after slavery was abolished, Black people weren't going out in droves trying to take revenge and kill anybody or do anything. They were just trying to go and mind their own business. This is what happened with Rosewood. This is what happened with Black Wall Street. You have Black people trying, for as badly and brutally as we've been treated, we're always seeking to just go and be on our way and mind our own business and live in peace. That said, Black people still aren't talking about. I mean, there's you know, like you have like fringes in any movement, but in general, Black people are still the same. We still want to be left alone to live in peace. My point being, what is it that a person would be so afraid of to try to suppress voices of people who are just trying to get away from it? If somebody wants to be away from me, you know, I have a tendency to just let them be away from me, especially if they're showing me they don't mean anything toward me. They just want to get the heck away from me. Now, in my opinion, that's why that shows so much that this is about control and power over Black people, is because it's not about them trying to stop anything from happening to them. This is about them just trying to keep us under their thumb, keep their boot on our neck, and just like Lisa Cabrera put so brilliantly in her last share, to keep us enslaved, because they just changed the methods of slavery, but they never really abolished or stopped slavery. You know, they just figured out a different way to do it.
You're right. They did it with prisons, the prison complex. You just heard about the man who was just exonerated. He was actually on the Politics Nation. I watched Politics Nation and saw Reverend Al Sharpton talk to the man. He was exonerated for a crime he didn't commit. Lisa Cabrera says that they go after innocent people for their prison labor.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're not really about finding the real criminals. Matter of fact, they probably know who the real criminals are, but they need those criminals out to terrorize the community, unless, of course, they kill a cop. Now, if they kill a cop, that's when they realize, okay, this guy is too uncontrollable. We need to get rid of him. And they don't even use those dangerous criminals to do the work because they know that they cannot be controlled.
Right. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, you keep talking now. I'm done talking.
Oh, I can't remember what graphic it was I saw, but someone put up a really good graphic. I wish I had saved it, not have to hunt for it. But it was showing it was a graphic showing all these like white mass shooters or school shooters and bombers and all this different stuff. And it was showing their what happened to them at trial or prison sentences or whatever. And then it showed black people who were, like Eric Gardner, Sandra Bland, and so on, who basically weren't doing anything. They amounted to anything. And you see, dead. And all these mass shooters and so on that's white, they made it to trial. Life in prison, life without parole, and all this different stuff. And I just thought that was very, very interesting and very telling that someone put it in a form that you can look at and see in that way, in a visual form. Because I'm a visual person anyway. So when you put it in that visual form and show, black people end up, as a chalk outline for little or nothing. And these white people go around shooting everything up and blowing everything up and stabbing everything up, and they make it to trial.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, that's why the cops, they actually pick and choose who they're afraid of. They're not just afraid of that guy just because they're afraid of that guy. The guy could have had a knife or a sword or a nuclear bomb, but yet he lives. Yet the unarmed black person has just had his hands up. He said he doesn't want no trouble with the cops. He may have done a little offense, like maybe took a Skittles or maybe went jaywalking, but he's either beaten up, but luckily to survive, or he is shot dead. Why is that? I'm like, he's just showed you he's not a threat, whether he made a mistake or not, but you had to go guns blazing.
Mm-hmm. I will say this though, something that I really like that I'm seeing among our people. There's still a whole bunch of foolishness going on, especially in social media. However, I am also seeing a lot of people, of our people, waking up and talking about things of substance and talking about working on solutions for some of these issues, because we could speak ad nauseum about what white people do to us, what happens, and so on. We know, we see it every day, and we'll keep seeing it. We see it to the point that we're not the least bit surprised anymore. It's like hearing about a school shooting. We're not surprised anymore. Just like right now, all we're doing is sitting around waiting for the next one to happen. There's going to be some unhinged white boy going to go into a school and shoot a bunch of more people up. And we know it's going to happen just as sure as we're sitting there talking. But what I'm starting to see among a lot of members of our community is that we are now honestly starting to talk about solutions for the problems and what we need to do, and actually separating from whiteism. And it might not be practical to seek a complete physical separation at this point, but anyone can mentally separate. Anyone can psychologically separate. And so we do, though, need to give like some solid ways and solid directions on what it means to psychologically separate and how to do it. Because we throw a lot of stuff out there. We need to. I do the same thing. We need to do this. We need to do that. Okay. And someone that's listening could just as easily say, and rightly so, okay, I agree. We need to do it. What do we do? How? What and how? And they're both fair questions, but they're questions that I'm seeing more and more that we're working on.
Well, yes. One thing we need to do is we need to support Black-owned businesses, or at least the competitors of the businesses that are mistreating us, and stop going back to places that mistreat us. One example was this guy at a pizza place. He brought in a coupon to a pizza place, but they wouldn't accept it. But they would accept it when the black guy gave that coupon to his white roommate.
Mm-hmm.
So he left. The pizza people apologized and were willing to invite him back in. You know what the guy did?
What did he do?
He didn't never go back. He said, "Nah, I'm good." He didn't go back. And the reason why Phil the Advice Show and myself like that response is he was not going to waste his money and time in a establishment that was going to mistreat him. That's what we need more responses with boycotts. If we're not good just being there present, neither should our coins and dollars.
That's absolutely right. I, for one, actively seek Black establishments and Black products to give my money to. I support several people on Patreon. It's not a whole lot of money. I'm not rich, but I do.
I do too. I do people on Patreon. I support Fi Show.
Right, and there are different shows I support, and different businesses out here in the real world that I support that are Black. They're Black owned, and I won't say always, that'd be a lie, but I try my best usually to vet them to make sure that they're Black owned. And don't just have Black people working in there or have a Black face. And the purpose for doing that is that we as a people can break out of this whole boycott mentality if every place that we're patronizing is Black anyway. Because, I've often said, it sounds like a joke, but it's true. When they said boycott Starbucks, I'm like, I would have to start going to Starbucks in order to boycott them. I don't even go there, so I can't even boycott them. And that actually is the way this should be. Is we should have Black-owned establishments that we frequent as much as possible, because you can't totally get away from it. But as much as possible, frequent Black-owned establishments. Purchase Black products, and then when they're doing something crazy, it doesn't even matter, because we're not giving them our dollars anyway, and we're circulating that money through the Black community.
That is correct. We know that a lot of Black-owned coffee shops have been opening or been talked about as of lately. I think in the future I might do videos where I look up articles of Black-owned businesses and basically also what Black people are doing to help get money, and talk about that, and also talk about why we should support that. If any of you that's in the comment section that may want to join in, I've just hold on. I just put in the link to the Hangout. Just click on the Hangout and see if you're able to come in if y'all want to. Maybe have your 2 cents into this conversation. I might try to do more live streams like this. I also have a JDog live stream. I might be doing future live streams on that website. I'll probably put the link to that so y'all can at least subscribe to it until I finally, because I need more subscriptions before I actually use that channel. But for the Google Hangout, I've left the Google Hangout. So if y'all want to come in and maybe bring y'all 2 cents on any topics that I'm talking about now, y'all can come in and do so. I've been trying. I think Kaiman, if you're still on here, oh, by the way, nice to see y'all. Who's new coming in? August Dreams, Black Real, anyone that's coming in. If y'all want to have your 2 cents, I would like to hear from y'all, not just in the chat room, but maybe in this panel. All right. Another thing we need to do is we need to start holding our traders accountable. Anyone that is trying to use, or anyone that's using a platform to attack us, especially when they're not Black owned, but yet they are disguised as a Black business because they were once Black owned and then a white company bought it. For example, The Root. The Root has been attacking straight Black men, and they have attacked women, children, and even some gay people that are willing to fight for the straight Black men and straight and Black community in general.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you know, the straight Black man are the new white man, and then you have Jamil Hill co-signing it and stuff. Yes, August Stream, like The Root. A few people, I don't know who created it. We did this protest called, well, technically it's a mock called The Root Articles. We're mocking The Root. We're holding them accountable for all the crappy articles that they're using to attack the Black community when they're supposed to be a Black-based articles that are supposed to be for the Black community, because I thought that's what a Black publishment outlet is supposed to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like people, I've made a couple of those The Root articles. My account on Twitter is under a different name, my real name, but which I might not explain yet. Oh, yes, August Stream, The Root articles. I put like one that is being a straight Black man could lead to World War III. And the reason why I created something like that, even though that's not a real article, is because that would be something that The Root would most likely do because it's attacking Black men. Or I put down, how would someone put down that was ending slavery, stopping Black women from finding their true love, meaning white zaddy. And then I also put down one is toxic masculinity of a straight Black male continuing to cause problems in the Middle East? Because The Root is they infiltrated a Black publisher and basically used it to turn against Black people. I mean, we have real Black-owned outlets. We need to support them more and not support fake Black-owned ones like The Root and stuff like that. What is your opinion to that? And to anyone who may want to come in the conversation.
Well, I 100% agree with you. Again, this type of thing boils down to just following the money, and a lot of times when you follow the money, it ends up in some white person's hand. But if you looking at the larger picture, you have people. You have Black people who are like Republicans or you know, stump for Trump, like Diamond and Silk, and so I'm not going to use any insulting terms for anybody. You have like people like Diamond and Silk or a Candace Owens and people like that, and then a lot of these same people will talk about they quote unquote hood rats or thugs in our community, and what they're not realizing, or they'll talk about like drug dealers or people who are drug addicts or whatever, and what they're not realizing is that as Black people, they're both suffering from the same thing, which is that in the United States, to be a Black person is pain. It's pain from the moment that you wake up to the moment you go to bed. And then you get up and you start it all over again. When you walk out the door, you don't know what kind of racism you're going to encounter, but you know that you're going to encounter some. And being Black 7 is stress. It's stress that hurts our people. It's stress that kills our people. And it's something that we live with day in and day out. And when you find a person who like is a Black person who is strung out on crack or whatever, or alcohol, or any other self-destructive behavior, we may look at someone like a Candace Owens just because she's dressed nice and looks nice, not realizing that they're suffering from the same thing, and that is trying to escape the pain of being Black in the United States. That's the problem. Is you have so many of our people who are, and I can't really blame them, trying to escape this pain. And when you have like news outlets or like The Root, or if you have BT and different places that are supposedly Black or supposed to be Black, supposed to be pro-Black, and then you start finding them slowly, changing their narrative to bashing straight Black men, or bashing our Black women, or bashing our people in general, then that's when you realize that some money has gotten infused into that. And the people who are writing these articles are on this whole thing where they're trying to get this money so that they can escape this pain of being Black. They're thinking that somehow that money is going to cover up their Blackness or make up for that Blackness. But the trick is they don't understand that when you're existing in a system, within a system of white supremacy, you're always Black, as perceived by them. You're just another Black person. Doesn't matter how much or little money you have. Doesn't matter if you are an alcoholic or a teetotaler. You're just perceived as this Black person. And I told someone the other day, if I think we've all seen them, where you go to a really depressed area, and it might be like a really quote unquote ghetto area or the hood, and there's always this one house, maybe two, but usually there's always this one house that just does not look like it belongs, because the lawn is manicured, nice freshly painted fence around it. The house looks in excellent condition, painted, and you know that it looks as good on the inside as it does on the outside. And the people who own those houses, and we've all seen them, the people who own those houses, those are like little oases, like a little oasis in the midst of this desert, of violence and poverty. And the reason that I use that example is because you have to understand that even with as well as that house is kept, as well as the people are doing as much as the people are doing the right thing, and they've created this oasis, they are still subject to everything else that anyone else in that neighborhood are subject to. They're just as subject to a bullet whizzing into their window. They're just a subject to getting their head knocked off when they walk out the door. They're just a subject to somebody breaking in there and robbing them because of the environment in which that house exists. Taking that example, you look at black people who quote unquote make it, right? They're making money, they're buying the house, they're buying the cars, they have all the bling, they have all this. But what they're not understanding is that they've created an oasis for themselves in the middle of white supremacy. So they still are subject to everything that any other black person is subject to. You know, just like that house is sitting there, you have these people, they create like this they think they made a fortress around themselves, but they really haven't. And because they're still black and they're still existing within a framework and an environment of white supremacy. So for the wealthiest black man, wealthiest black man or woman, he or she is still subject to anything that I'm subject to, all the way down here at the bottom, because they're black. So the answer can't be to sell out your people, write articles, negative articles about your own people, you know, and to do things just to get coin. The real thing is to lock arms as a people and all walk out of here together, just like in school when they were getting across the street and they told everybody to hold hands as they're crossing the street for safety. That's what you do. Sometimes we need to take a cue from some of these children and learn how to lock arms and walk as a group to get the heck out of here.
I know. It's I'm only for me issue that is causing the problem. But then you have people like LeBron James and Kaepernick who are wealthy, but at least they kind of know that just because they make a lot of money doesn't mean they're going to be treated differently. They're going to be just treated like a black person. Or because Kaepernick, he is a biracial man. His mother was white. His father was black. He's biracial, but he understands the situation of what's happening with his black half, the black community. Mm-hmm. When he wanted to enforce, talk about police brutality and awareness, he decided to just sit down, and it was a Navy SEAL officer who wanted to talk to him and ask him why he did that. And Kaepernick was saying because of all the stuff that was happening to black people. The officer kind of disagreed with not standing for the flag, but what the Navy SEAL officers suggested Kaepernick do is, if you're going to do a peaceful protest like that, I prefer the taking of the knee. It's a sign of when we have lost a soldier or lost an ally. But yet you're a kind of prayer, but you're still showing some kind of respect. That's what Kaepernick did. And yet he was being bamboozled, blackballed by the NFL. You had Trump calling players who joined him SOBs, attacking their mothers and stuff. So, but now back to the situation with like the Candace Owens and stuff like that. They're doing that is because they're claiming they want conservatives, but what in reality is they're trying to, like you say, run away from blackness. They're getting their wake up eventually one day, like what happened with Amber Phillips. They're going to get their wake up call. Amber Phillips wanted to talk trash about black men. And she ended up being harassed by a white woman. She wanted to do this feminism stuff, but it was a white woman that went after her, not a black man. But then she's going to say fat and black. Why not? No, you're not being attacked because you're fat. Now, that would be what Nicole Harper would do, the fat shaming. No, you was attacked because you was black. All right, you cannot run away from your blackness. You are, at the end of the day, you are black first in this country. You could be half white, half Asian, Tiger Woods, but you are treated like if you're 100% black if you're not 100% white.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think someone like Candace Owens, she should have a poster of Omarosa in her bedroom somewhere, because I would tell her, you know, get a clue. Look how things turn out for her. Cooning never turns out well. I was trying not to use that term. I'm just gonna say cooning never turns out well. And when it comes to Candace Owens, my biggest issue with her is that I can see through her like crystal. She doesn't believe any of that garbage that she's saying. She's selling our people out for coin, and what she's doing is a hustle. And the thing is, the white people like at Fox News and so on, they know that what she's doing is just a hustle, but she's useful to them because she is the black face that their words can come out of, and so she's useful to them right now.
Yes, that's right.
Right, you have all these white people who think that she really believes that stuff. No, she has tried many different projects, and she has dipped her finger in many different pies, trying to figure out which one's the one. And she finally found her hustle. So, in reality, it's not her. I don't think she's trying to escape her blackness as much as she's trying to escape the consequences of being a black person in the United States. That's what most of these people do that are sellouts, is they're trying to escape the consequence. Because being black, as Yvette Carnell's always saying, being black in the United States carries a consequence, and they're trying to escape the consequences of being black, and
they can't.
Right, they can't. Well, some of them can for a while, and I think that sometimes you have the ones who may be actually the smarter ones, and I think Candace Owens might fit in this category. Is she strikes me as the type, and I could be totally wrong, but she strikes me as the type that, number one, she knows what she's doing, and she knows that cooning doesn't end well, and so I would be willing to bet you that she's saving up as much money as she can, and she's amassing as much money as she can, because she knows that this train is going to derail at some point. So she's just trying to get all her coin right now, and then once it all blows up, it won't matter, because she'll have her money to fall back on. That's what I believe. I have no way of knowing, of course, because I don't know her personally, but that's what. That's what I think. That's what I think that she's probably doing in the background, because this whole thing for her is just a pure hustle. You have people like Jesse Lee Peterson, who actually believes his own BS, and in his way. And I've said this many times before. In his way, I respect that, because I'm like, at least you believe the stupidity you're saying. You're not playing a game. Your mind is just off. But for people who use use different things as hustles, especially when they're hurting our people, I have a deep problem with that. I have a deep issue with that.
I know that, because even Tariq said that this was just a hustle. And then they realize is that, and a lot of even the racists, they say, we don't trust them. We're not welcoming them in. We're going to hurt them eventually. We only have them used to is because in order to keep us from going after, to keep black people from going after us even harder, we have to use traitors and then we'll just point and say, they said it, they said it, they said it. They have they want black faces. That's why they Candace Owens gets to be invited on TV. Little do they know is Candace don't have a lot of support of the black people. She's lost a lot of support for the black people. And if she can't get that money, and if she does get her wake-up call, like what happened with Amber Phillips, she's not going to be welcomed back. That no one's going to feel sorry for her. She's going to end up being alone, and what we should be doing. We need to separate from traitors. We didn't need to just let the traitors hurt, so that we'll send a message that the only way you're going to survive is when you unite with our community, not turn your back on the community. That's what's happened with some of the celebrities too, or the victims of being killed. Stephon Clark was shot and killed by the police, only to come to find out that the reason why we stopped supporting him was because he was attacking black women. Just because he was the victim of a shooting, if your whole life was attacking community instead of uniting with your community, you're not going to have that back end. You cannot just run back to the community. We need to we need to make cooning a punishable situation. You will be punished for cooning and selling out your people and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's I think that's one of the places where black people try to get over with each other, especially when they're coons. They know that by nature, black people are a loving and forgiving people. Black people, and this is what's so messed up, is that by nature, black people are a loving, forgiving, peaceful people, a harmonious people. You wouldn't know that by the news reports that they send you out of Chicago or the roughest parts of Oakland, so on and so forth. But the fact is that we are a harmonious people, and
we're 100% human.
And we can have people in our own community that do things, and we want to welcome them back with open arms. And it's almost like having a relative or a child who has become estranged, and then they come back with all your heart. You want to welcome them back in. And I think that the knowledge of who we are as a people, since they are black people, they know that we're like that. Just like white people know the nature of their people, and they handle their people a certain way because they know their own nature. Black people handle each other a certain way because we know our own nature. So a lot of these quote unquote coons will go out and they'll do their cooning, and then when the hammer drops, then they're ready to come back to us because they know that we're loving. But what has to happen is, for the sake of everyone, for the sake of our community at large, we've got to really start taking a tough love attitude and closing ranks to people and saying, if you decide to coon out, this door only closes one way, and it locks from the inside. So there's no getting back in after you leave. We're sorry as we can be, and you might truly be contrite, but you left. We didn't push you out. You left. And once you leave, you can't come back. And so they'll end up in a position like OJ, where he can't come back to the black community. There's a few who will still gravitate toward him, but that's very few. And I look at them side-eyed. But he definitely, if you look at OJ, he's still fighting to get the approval of White Daddy. And it's just one of the saddest things in the world to see. It's humiliating and it's embarrassing to see one of our men doing that. Like, brother, really? Have you no respect for yourself?
I know. That's another thing. We cannot always be trying to do stuff just to be accepted. You should be able to do stuff because you like it, not because someone else likes it.
Mm-hmm.
And when also the forgiving part, now if we want to forgive Black people who made a mistake and have learned from their mistake and really want to do good, then yeah, maybe we should forgive them.
Mm-hmm.
But we go around forgiving these white racists. I don't call them supremacists. I don't call them supreme. They're not supreme. The racists or the other enemies, we'll forgive them just like that. But they don't forgive us, and they don't forgive incidents, even if they were accidents. I'm like, well, and then we accept settlements, cheap settlements, like $2 from Starbucks. When Starbucks is $1 billion corporation, well, we could just either get more money or just sue them, or just boycott them. That's another problem. If someone was intentionally, purposely going to try to do something that will get me killed or get me put in jail, and I've done nothing wrong, I'm not going to forgive them. So yeah, I might end up with hatred in my heart, and it might not be a healthy thing, but I'm going to show that white person, you'll get no love from me. Because if we're doing all this forgiving and praying and marching and stuff like that, and just going to church, all this stuff that's not helping our community, that's why the rest of the world is not going to take Black people seriously, especially not Black Americans. We see that some of the South Africans and other African nations are starting to wake up. The Haitians, they've been kind of awoken because they fought back. Now some African nations like South Africa, they're starting to fight against their oppressors, get their land back. We hope that the Namibians are going to do that against the Germans in the future. Yeah, we cannot be we got to fight back. We cannot be just doing this forgiving and marching and protesting. We're going to have to do extra stuff to show that we're not going to take bull crap. And that we need to also, like you said, with the coons, they coon, you can't come back to the community. You're too much of a risk. We're going to have to cast out, because the white people, they cast out their people and that do their community wrong. And they make sure they're dealt with, because they have sacrificial lambs, because their purpose is to save is the betterment of their community.
Let me say this. I think one of the things that needs to actually change about our language is, see, I find myself falling into it too, is we fall into this trap that the white people set up for us, where they make it seem like if just because we don't want to be, and again, Ashley W. was talking about this morning, where it makes it seem like just because we don't want to be around them or don't trust them, or even to people who coon out and don't come back, and we don't want them back, or like you said, you have white people calling the cops on you, and they know they could result in prison or death and so on, and then say they apologize, and we say, okay, we accept your apology, but we still don't trust you, still don't want to be around you, and they interpret that as hate, and unfortunately, a lot of us will say, yeah, it might turn to hate, or I'm about to tell you something personal. I have an ex who I have an ex that I hurt very much. And this was years ago. She and I talk to this day. And we still love each other. We still tell each other that we love each other. And sometimes I joke about getting back together with her, or even have talked seriously about getting back together with her. She wouldn't have me back on a dare. But the thing is, it's because I hurt her, and we grew apart, and so on. But just because she doesn't want me back, and just because she doesn't want me back, just because she doesn't want to get back together like that, doesn't mean she hates me. On the contrary, like I just said, we still talk to this day and tell each other that we love each other. So just because you, for your own benefit, for your own safety, for your own sanity, decide that you don't want to be in a certain kind of a relationship dynamic with a person or a group, doesn't mean that you hate them. It just means that you're looking out for your best interest. And people, and all people, should have the right to determine who they want. And I'm talking about groups of people now. I don't want to just boil it down to two individuals. As a group, people should have the right, and I'm talking about white people too, should have the right to be able to determine who they want to be around and who they don't. If you have groups of white people who don't want black people around them, that should be their right and their business. And we should not be trying to force ourselves up into their spaces. Now, when it comes to living, like jobs and things like that, that's where the story changes. But as far as socially, when it comes to churches, when it comes to restaurants, when it comes to places that white people want to congregate and they don't want black people there, that should be their right to say, I come to this specific place because I don't want to be around any black people. And it's not for us to try to force ourselves onto them. And by that same token, when we are in our spaces, it is our right to say we're trying to just be around our people, and we don't want white people up in here. And that should be our right.
Yeah, you're right. You don't want us. So when we had created our own stuff, we don't want you there either. That's basically the thing. Because with the Black Spot and Black Junction, you saw that there was a lot of intrusion. Looks like someone's trying to get in. Oh, that's just my father. Yeah. What was I about to say? Yeah. Just because you want to get in something, you shouldn't be in my space and stuff like that, or anyone's space. When we create our own stuff, we should be able to have our own stuff. Because you guys wanted to have your own stuff, we'll just have our stuff, and don't you come in intruding. That's what's the mentality we need to start having.
Right, but not in the thing is not in a way that it seems like a tit for tat. Like we're saying, well, since you have your own, then we want to have our own. No, it should just be more organic than that. Than just saying, people tend to want to, whether they're Asian or whether they're black or whether they're white or whether they're Latino, people tend to want to be around their own people. They feel more comfortable around their own people. And for anyone to try to force themselves into someone else's space causes problems. And here's the beauty part of it. And some folks might get upset with me for saying this, but this is just how I see it.
You have an opinion.
you can have a black space, you can have a white space, you can have a Latino space, you can have an Asian space, and then there could be a whole nother space where anybody goes, and there's still peace. And the reason there would be peace is because all these people would be able to congregate and know that, I'll put it like this, the people who are there because they want to be there, not because someone is forcing someone to let someone be there. And so saying that there's say a church that's only white people goes to, or a church that only black people goes to, or a church that only Latinos go to, and then you find another congregation that is a mix of everybody, all of those places would be at peace because the people who are there because that's where they want to be, not because someone's forcing them to be there. And that's what makes the difference. If you don't want to be around me, I don't want you to be around me. And I don't want to try to force myself into spaces where I'm obviously not wanted, especially if it's a restaurant or something, because I don't want my food spat in, and that goes for anybody, so all this trying to legislate and force legislation cannot force a white person to like me, and legislation cannot force me to like a white person if I don't like them. So if you force us together, it's going to be a problem.
Yes, that is understandable. Yes, that is understandable. I guess all I gotta say is it's time to do what's best for the community. Do whatever it can to do what's best for the community. You don't have to please everybody, but you gotta do what's best for yourself and the community. Looks like I don't know how long I've been on here, but it looks like I'm about to come off because I think that's all the topics I was going to talk about today. Thank you for coming on. First of all, I'd like to say thank you for coming on to my channel, to my live stream. I was wondering if you had any final words because I'm about to get off.
Well, it's been my pleasure. I always want to try to support our people anytime in any way that I can. I need to get back to my schoolwork now, but I just want to thank you for having me on and say peace to everybody in the chat. August Dreams, I've been reading what you were saying there, where you said once you sell out the black community, you need to be locked out of the community forever. Truer words were never spoken. You're right on that, August Dreams. So I just want to say peace to you and peace to everybody in the chat. And about to get back to the grind here.
The honor was mine. Thank you for coming on. And to those in the chat room, thank you for coming on to my live stream. I'm about to get off and do some other things to do today. I hope to have live streams in the future. Who knows? I might do another one later today. If not, then hopefully sometime in the future. I'm probably gonna do more videos, maybe do more recordings because I got a lot of stuff to talk about. Some news articles that I've looked up recently that I might upload later on. And then I wanted to talk about maybe in the stream in the future about upcoming black films. And I'm hoping y'all join when I talk about that because I might do a live stream about that. If not today, maybe sometime in the future, I'll make an announcement. But like I said, everyone, thank you for showing up. I'm about to end this live streaming. Thank you for your time and enjoy life. Oh, well, before I go, make sure you subscribe to me if you're not subscribed to me. I'll leave links in the comment section. You're welcome, Kaiman. You could go check out my previous videos if you need to find the links to the different channels I'm on. Do that. If you're not subscribed to me, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment. What you think about the videos and stuff, because I like to hear feedback. And also one more thing, for those who are involved with live stream, Black Junction TV or Black Spot, make sure you go to their GoFundMe's, try to donate whatever money you can, if you can, so we can help those platforms grow, and stuff like that. And I probably might do more promoting of those platforms. But anyway, thank you for showing up, and hopefully I'll talk to y'all again in another video or stream. Peace, everyone.